everybody. This is Sean Jimenez on behalf of Perfect Mind Champions Way. I just want to wish everybody a happy new year, and thank you for coming out today to join us in this awesome webinar. I want to introduce a man who really needs no introduction, Sensei Nick. Sensei Nick is going to be giving us an amazing webinar today on new year and new marketing strategy. So, some things to kind of jump on board with right away to kickstart your year and make sure that you're set up for success. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Sensei Nick. Sensei Nick, take it away.
Thank you, sir. Big shout out to Sean and also Shada and the entire marketing team. Thank you so much for having me. And let's go right into it. I'm going to try to make this pretty quick for everybody. So I know everybody's busy at the schools, and let's go right into it. Okay, guys, so my name is Sensei Nick, and I'm going to go a little bit over exactly who I am and what I do, and then we'll go right into it. I'm the Director of Social Media for ChampionsWay. I'm also the owner of Champions New Jersey. We have 500 students, approximately 400 karate, and over 100 cardios. I also run the SMO service, which is the Social Media Optimization Service for ChampionsWay. I also make the content for the ChampionsWay library. I'm a content marketer, meaning that I love producing content and teaching and showing people how to do things. I also, for my school, I'm part of, it's called MMA, Mastermind Alliance. And what I do there is I actually, that's what I work on for my school, a mastermind group that helps me. Shihan Mike Vaca, he's got 3 locations, over close to $4 million a year, amazing mentor. And also I speak at the Seaway, the Super Show, all the different events, and that's kind of what I do. So I'd like to talk about a little bit about the human side of me, because most of the time you're hearing me just online or a webinar or a recording or something like that. I was born in South Philadelphia, and Sean knows quite well, right here at Gino's Cheesesteaks. So that's kind of where I was born and raised in South Philadelphia. And South Philadelphia taught me a lot about life. Growing up in the city and being born in the city and then moving to Jersey was an amazing experience, and I always go back to Philadelphia from time to time. This is a picture of one of my training floors. Champions is the name of my school. Same as Sean, who's actually one of my mentors as well, and he owns the Champions in Vancouver. Hello, my name is Content. That's another thing I always tell people, like, it's all about content. I'm always trying to make new content, and I love content marketing because I feel that it's something of value that educates people, and that's one of my ways that I market the most for my businesses that I do. This right here is a picture of our ChampionsWay office in New Jersey. This is like our little meeting room, and here is where all the people that do the internet marketing, there's about 5 desks, but I only was able to get 4 in here. They're working on staff all day long, every day, Monday through Friday from 9 to 6. This is also my mentor, Master Free Dordar. He's the CEO of ChampionsWay, and I consider everything in here like a major part of my life and who I am. And then I wanted to start off with, this is the reason why I do everything that I do. People think that I work hard, that I'm crazy and whatever, and my wife will probably kill me for putting this picture up of her. She doesn't like to be photographed a lot, so I found this on my Facebook page. I believe we were in Las Vegas when we took this picture at an Italian restaurant, so that is a shout out to my wife, Nicole, for being so supportive and helping me every single day of my life. Awesome. And I just trying to, that's heard from my wife, I'm dead. She said that I'm dead for showing her picture on here, so let's start over so we can go back. Hey, babe. So anyway, guys, again, Sensei Nick, I'm going to go over real quick the pictures you missed. This is the picture of me. This was an event at the Super Show. You already saw that one. This was some pictures I showed you. This is Gino's Steaks that Sean's quite familiar with. World-famous cheesesteak place. Every time Sean comes in from Vancouver, first place we get off the plane is that Philly cheesesteak, growing up in South Philly. This is a picture of Champions. That was where I said, hello, my name is Content. That is our office in New Jersey, where we do our meetings and so forth, and then that is where all the internet marketers work for me, and that is a picture of the one and only Master Free Dordar, the CEO of ChampionsWay. And then again, a big shout out to my wife, Nicole, who will be killing me after the webinar for putting a picture up of here, but this is what I do everything for every single day. And I'm sure that everyone that's here does it the same way. To keep up to date with all of my webinars and anything I'm doing for ChampionsWay, the easiest way to do that would be to text SMO to 72727. That's for all my upcoming webinars, also social media tips, upcoming events that are going on with me. All right, and if you're interested, like I said, just text SMO to 72727, and if you no longer would like to receive text messages, just text STOP to 72727, and you will no longer get text messages from me. Okay, this is going to be very simple. I'm going to go through this, and it's going to be really easy. And then what we'll do is At the end, anyone that has any questions, we'll take that first. And then if you're interested in working with me in ChampionsWay, we could take that after the questions. I'll be going over a presentation of exactly the services that we offer afterwards. So Marketing 2013 is going to be the first takeaway, Content Marketing 101, and then Targeting the Decision Maker. And then, like I said, afterwards we'll take some questions, and then from there, basically, if you're interested after the questions, I'll explain to everybody the services that we offer at ChampionsWay to work with myself. Okay, so takeaway number one, Content Marketing 2013. And the key message I'm trying to deliver for everybody when it comes to marketing in general is embrace diversity. And this is going to be something that's going to make a lot of sense to you once I go through everything that you should be doing, because there is a lot, and a lot has changed, okay? So the key for 2013 is not one platform, it's not one thing. It's the combination of all, especially when it comes to online advertising and online marketing. So this is a basic a slide that I made that kind of will identify everything I'm talking about here. So here we are in the center, and the most important thing is the strategy. Okay, without the right strategy, nothing's going to work. So let's go through a couple of these. Number one, SEO. Okay, search engine optimization. A lot of you guys are familiar with that. Google AdWords is another type of online marketing that you would like to execute for your business. Content marketing, which you hear me talk about the most. All right. Myself and everyone's, and the thing is, like, again, you need to think about all the different things. Myself, I'm more of a content marketer. I concentrate on trying to show up on organic search, but an expert like Sean Jimenez, he will get you found on SEO and Google paid listings. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's a combination of all these things that will make your marketing successful in 2013. Email and lead nurturing for your leads that are coming in, using Perfect Mind to automate the campaigns. That's something we're focusing on in 2013. I'm huge with links and optimizing links and distributing links on content all over all the different social platforms. Okay, like, again, you can't worry about what everyone else is doing and saying that no one's on Google Plus or no one's on Pinterest. There are people there whether you like it or not. And I'll give you some stories later on explaining more about that. Mobile marketing, we have to make sure we're doing mobile marketing. Kickboxing.com and directories that are high-powered by the search engines. Okay, Groupon. There's a lot of different opinions on Groupon. I'll answer a lot of the questions about that. YouTube is huge. Okay, social media, we all know that. Okay, blogging, landing pages. All right, these are all the things that you're going to be focusing on in 2013 in order for your marketing to be successful. And let's not forget also right here. Okay, face-to-face. Face-to-face, I could have made about 10 pictures on this one. That's going out in your community, doing causes, doing things for women's self-defense, doing things for the Hurricane Sandy Relief Fund, the Sandy Hook, all those different types of events going on. That is always going to be part of your marketing, and as obviously customer service. These are all the most critical aspects of your marketing. So I'm going to start off with this, and the reason why I'm starting off with this is I said this about 4 years ago, and I'm sure there's people in the webinar that could attest to this. One thing I had mentioned was that ultimately, eventually, your social reach, okay, will ultimately determine your value of who you are as a person. And we're seeing this, or as a business, because without a social reach, all these different platforms, blog subscribers, email subscribers, which are all done through social media, okay, people registering on landing pages, all these different things, Facebook followers, YouTube subscribers, all these things. When you want to get a message, it's very difficult, all right, if you don't have any type of social reach. Right? All you have is the email campaign. Or you could try to do direct mail that gets thrown in the trash by 90% of the people. Or you could try to do a magazine ad that really, it's very difficult to track. So the reason why I say this is because now here I am, and I'm living proof of 4 years later when I was on this, and everybody told me I was crazy, and it really wouldn't work or whatever the naysayers said. And here I am 4 years later, and what we're doing at ChampionsWay has been amazing. And the people that I'm getting now, which has really been a game changer for me, is very interesting because we started with martial arts schools. Now I'm doing, and ChampionsWay is the platform I'm using. Plastic surgeons, law firms, doctors. Okay, I just met coming from here with a $22 million landscaping company. They're a national company. Okay, these people are paying triple what we charge and quadruple what we charge for the same exact service for their business. All right, and it's getting to the point now where it's very interesting. But every single day, I'm getting new opportunities with businesses that are, that just recruited me to help them with their social media. And one thing I'm working on in 2014 with ChampionsWay is I'll be showing people how to make over $100,000 a year doing what I do. Okay, and I will be charging for that, and we will be charging for that because I know it works, and we have the platform to make it all possible. So social reach, don't lose track of that. Continually promoting yourself, no matter if you're a school owner, instructor, marketer, whatever you are. If you're promoting a brand, always build your own social reach. Okay, your value will never go down. Okay, you want to increase your followers. Okay, so the 3 type database, okay, that you on, and I talk about this, and I'm sure if I put in the chat box, I know all of my SMO clients already know this answer. Okay, there's 3 different types of databases, and most of us have this one, which is PM, Perfect Mind. If you don't, that's a mistake. You should be using this platform. It works amazing with what I'm doing. And then the other platform not a platform, but just the other database we have is our social followers, which I call a social database. And all of us have this, and whether or not it's effective is a whole other story. Okay, so, if we're just having the one, which is Perfect Mind, and our social media is very weak, and we can't really deliver a message, and we have no following, it's usually for a variety of reasons, and we're going to go over that today. And then the third one is a mobile database, which is what I did when you texted in SMO to 72727, because everybody's different. Everyone, some people will go on Facebook, some people want the email, but the thing I don't want to miss out on is the text message marketing. So and the thing is, we know this from common sense. When you get a text message, there's not one text message you never read. You might not get back to people, okay, but when a text message comes to your cell phone, it's impossible to get into an iPhone without at least looking at it. You have to look at that text message, okay? And so when you're opting in, you're building up that mobile database. And the key to all of this is really understanding how to deliver the content in a strategy that will work, okay, that is not too aggressive, that is not too overbearing, and that is not too annoying. And again, a lot of the SMO clients in here will tell you, using the 80-20 or 90-10 rule, which is 9 out of 10 things, you answer the question, what's in it for me? And the other one is something that's marketable for your business, something to market your business. So those are the 3 types of databases. So the question I have for you is, how many do you have? All right, and most of us in here will have one. Okay, we'll have one, and then I would say the majority that are SMO clients will have 2, and then some of us will have 3. And these are the 3 that we're trying to grow every single day, every single second, every single day. Okay, and if they're not growing, that means that they're decreasing, and that's not good. So that's a question you need to ask yourself. How many of those are you actively working on? How many do you actually have? So what I want you to think about here is human behavior. And we know that social media, okay, and online marketing, it has a lot more to do with psychology than it has to do with marketing, because we have to think about the way the humans think and what they're, that's what Google's all about. All these algorithms, okay, all these things you see, it's all based on human behavior. So when it comes to all these different platforms, the most important thing is you need to understand is everybody's different, okay? One thing, I love reading. Some people hate reading, so that's the first one over here. Some people like to read, so that's why blogging is so important. That's why having articles and newsletters and so forth and content that people like to read. Not having that, you're losing a demographic. Okay, there's people that love to search and research, which is that's what this guy's doing down here at the bottom. He's going into Google, he's researching, he's looking all over, he's comparing, he's contrasting, he's doing everything he possibly can. All right. He's searching all over the place. This one, I'm sorry, this is more research. So this is more search, things that are going to show up in search, which, again, is blogging and, doing things. Your Facebook page will show up in search if it's set up correctly. Pinterest will show up. Google Plus will show up, all these different things. So now that person might be more of a skimmer, not someone that's actually going through and reading and looking for white papers or PDFs or anything like that. Then you have the researcher, okay? And then you also have recordings. Some people, want to listen to podcasts, listen to recordings, listen to webinar recordings. That's how some of our clients are. There's some clients that come to every single one of the meetings that I have, and then there's other ones that don't. They watch the recording. And then the most important one, in my opinion, because I think these other ones are great, but this is the most important, people that become highly recommended. When you become highly recommended, there is no sales pitch, okay? whether it's for your business, okay, or it's for if you're a marketer, whatever you're trying to do. When you come highly recommended, it's just like I walk up to the table and it's just like, okay, so what do we got to do, Nick? What are we doing to get started? And that has been happening to me quite frequently lately, in other fields, okay, in the martial arts as well for the people that understand it. But a lot of these businesses now understand, and they're finally realizing that the social media strategy, the online marketing strategy has got to be part of the overall strategy to grow the company. So now they've watched a webinar, they've heard about me, they've been referred to me, I've talked to 3 or 4 people, and I haven't even shown them a slide, and I'm walking in, and here it is. Okay, what do we need to do? And I'm like, okay, well, let's go over the strategy. Well, that's okay. What do we need to do to get started? Like, where's the paperwork? And that's what I'm walking into now. And that's what you're going to walk into when you produce quality content, teach amazing classes, or whatever it is you're doing, and then someone walks into your school and says, I just heard you're the best. It's time to sign up. Well, so what do we need to do? And you're going to say, okay, great. Our regular program is $179 a month. You can just get started right here. You're allowed to come as much as you want, or whatever program you offer, and they go right on the program. So don't lose sight that this is the most important. Okay, and people will look online to see how highly recommended you are by searching your profile, by doing their own investigating, by being a stalker, so to speak. All right, they will do that about your brand. So the 2013 strategy for success, what we're trying to focus on, and some of this information we've gone over, and some of this might be new to some of you, so let's go over it. So the first one is content marketing, which most of us are probably not doing, and most of us that I work with are just starting to do. In 2012, we actually introduced the Doc Center, which I'll show over. And then in 2013, the second quarter, we're implementing the Learning Center, which I'll talk about. Blogging, and Sean can attest to this, how important this is in the process of generating online leads. And the reason why it's so important is because Google loves it, which is number one. And number two is that people, like when you're blogging, the traffic that you generate from the blog, it goes through the roof. And I'm going to show you some statistics later about blogging. So it's always about leads. Everybody wants more leads, but the question is, are you doing the things to drive the leads to your site? And blogging is probably, I would say, mostly the number one way to get more traffic. Okay, you could do Google AdWords, and you might show up in the listings, but actual authentic blogs is one of the most effective ways to get more traffic to your site. I call this ABS, okay, and it's video and pictures. And ABS does not stand for always be selling. It stands for always be closing. I'm sorry, always be social. Sorry about that. Always be social. So what that means is that, if you're a martial arts instructor, if you're a business owner, if you're a yoga instructor, not having your iPhone ready to go, or your iPad, or whatever device you're using. I'm sorry, I'm an iPhone or Apple advocate, but not having that ready all the time and just being ready to take pictures and videos and of testimonials and clients and whatever, like that is your content strategy. That little device there that you spend all that money on, that's where you're going to get all of your content. And then you got to be doing it every single day, everywhere you go, talking to people, getting the pictures of your students. Always be social. Posting strategy and links. This is something that we've implemented, or I'm sorry, we are implementing in February from 4 years of trying to figure out the best way to do it. And now the best way I can explain it is posting on steroids, because it's not going to be annoying posts. It's going to be a combination of content, links from the Learning Center and the Doc Center, motivational and positive pictures relating to what you do, and then also videos that you do for your lead nurturing and on your website for testimonials, and also cross-marketing social platforms from one to another. For example, promoting your Facebook fan page on your Google Plus page, promoting your fan page on your and LinkedIn and all these different platforms on an automated process, and having that going out 24/7 at all different times of the day. Okay, that's the other thing too. You have to explore and try to reach as many people as you can. Okay, the fifth thing is humanizing the brand, and that's why whenever you're marketing your business, you want to make sure that you have to understand, people do not want to look at a logo and talk to it, and that makes a lot of people upset. But it's just the truth. Especially like your logo is great for your fan page. But the people that I work with and the clients that I work with, responding from Champions Martial Arts Academy is not as effective as responding from Sensei Nick or Nick Dougherty. Or for example, I work with a huge bakery that has 4 locations, and instead of it being a Versus Bakery, how about Ralph Versus, the owner? okay? So people are very fed up with not being able to speak with the people that are in charge or whatever, so humanizing the brand. And then finally, continue outreach and community, because this is something that never wants to go away. That's the causes and everything I'm talking about. So takeaway number one, the keys to success: you will not have time. You will not have the time to do it all. You just won't. Okay, if you're running classes, all right, and I've seen this happen to some very close people and friends of mine. They're on Facebook way too much. All right, they're focusing way too much on learning how to do different things, and what happens is your clients suffer. All right, and then from there, basically, you know, you're not really doing what you should be doing. You should be teaching classes. You should be getting content and getting everything ready. Let ChampionsWay and Perfect Mind or another platform or whatever it is you're working with, that's up to you. The wrong strategy will cost you time and money you will never get back. Okay, that's important. So the wrong strategy, going the wrong direction, saying social media won't work, it's stupid, it's a waste of time, yeah, okay, that will not be good for you. You must be in it for the long haul. This is not a quick fix. Okay, this isn't get rich or die trying, or okay, or whatever. This is, you're in this for the long haul. You understand the way consumers think, and you're saying that I'm going to consistently do this for the next couple years. All right, I'm going to continue to focus on this and build it and grow it. Okay, that's what you're going to do. Don't be a hater or go work for someone else. If you think that social media doesn't work, online marketing, all the things we talked about, SEO, all these different things, they don't work, and you think that they're just a waste of time, and you're a business owner, okay, my opinion is really, honestly, you should probably go get a job somewhere instead of being an entrepreneur, because you're not understanding it. Hopefully, you know, from coming to some webinars and everything you can, but if you don't, then I really don't think you understand entrepreneurship, which is a whole other topic. And then finally, try everything, okay? Try everything. Do everything that I explained to you. Okay, let's move to takeaway number 2, which is Content Marketing 101, all right? And we're going to go through this and explain to you, you know, what it is exactly when I say content marketing. So first, what the heck is content marketing? You hear about it, it might sound, oh, just marketing content. Yeah, that sounds pretty simple, but it's not easy to do. So I broke this down into basically 3 different pillars for content marketing that you want to focus on. And that's what I want to try to concentrate on this and make sure you understand them thoroughly. So the first thing is docs, okay? Docs are, you know, when people go to your website, when people go to your Facebook page, and this is where a lot of people lose it. They think that, you know, docs or, you know, hidden HTML pages are only on your website. They think, oh, I have that. No, you don't. You don't have that. You want to have documents that you market, okay, which answer the following questions. Number 1, okay, why FM? What's in it for me? Okay, what is in it for me? All right, number 2, what people would type into Google when looking for your business? And number 3, pain, okay? Bullying, okay? People that are in pain are always looking for help. So pain is one of the most important things you've got to try to think about. So martial arts, let's take that for example. Confidence, how to build confidence. We know these, okay? How to bully prevention. Okay, weight loss, fitness. Okay, that's what people look for. So these pieces of content can't just be on like a right page column on your website. Okay, like up here, if this is our website, and you change that kit every once in a while. We have to take and have white papers and kits and so forth, and produce that content and deliver it as many people places as possible. So documents are first. Okay, what's in it for me? Google. Think about what people are typing into Google, and then also the pain that's being caused. One of our clients. Jeff Burrows from libertieskarate.ca, and this is a doc center on ChampionsWay or Perfect Mind social site. And here's an example of some, excuse me, some documents. 10 women's self-defense tips, free focus kit, free bully kit, the benefits of kickboxing, why martial arts is great for children with ADD and ADHD. And then over here, a description, please enjoy the 10 women's self-defense tips. Please click the link below. We will email you the link. So this is the doc center. Now, people are not just going to find it. We have to drive people to it. Some people will find it, but we're not going to wait. We're going to be proactive. So what happens is we take a link, which if somebody clicked one of those, this is what it would take them to. It would say 10 women's self-defense tips, click here, the prospect, then the women's self-defense tips capture form. So from here, to access the women's self-defense tips, please fill out the form below, and we'll email you the link. They fill this out, and then that would take them to a section on your website that's hidden that they would get from a link that can only be seen from the email. And instead of it being a PDF or a white paper that gets sent to your junk mail and your spam, It's just a link. So as long as they get the email, and if you send them some 17-page attachment on bullying, which you spent 45 hours making, okay, instead of doing that, we have the power in social sites to just embed it into the page, and the beauty of it is that we're redirecting them back on your website. So even though this is on your website, most of the time the prospect isn't going to find it from the website. This right here has the HTML page, or has the HTML link. So it has a link, and this is distributed whether it's through email, whether it's through Facebook, whether it's through Pinterest, wherever it is posted, it's going to redirect them back to the website. So courses, okay, courses for April 2013, that's when we're launching our online courses. That's the second pillar we're talking about here, all right? And again, online courses has something that I've been doing for plastic surgeons, okay, law firms, even some martial arts schools that I've been doing some beta testing on. And I know it's going to work because the plastic surgeons have done well with it, and people are definitely interested in learning more before they come into your school. All right, so again, it's very simple. I just added a couple more things to the courses. So we know what's in it for me, what they're typing into Google, testimonials, okay, I'm going to show you a section that we built, and in these courses, it's a very structured outline that's very simple. And most of you have been through my social media online courses. So what we did was we went to Master Frida and said, Master Frida said, this was a year ago, we said let's let our clients offer the same thing that we're offering to our clients. So that way you could offer the same things. And then FAQs, commonly asked questions, okay, different challenges. So here's an example of an online learning center, okay, for a plastic surgeon. And the virtual training center is attached to the website, and we're trying to edu-sell, which we've talked about this time and time again. So the first one is right here. This one was called Facial Plastic Surgery. All right, it's Facial Plastic Surgery 101. That's the name of the course. So anti-aging is a billion-dollar industry. All right, it's highly competitive. People are spending thousands of dollars on PPC and other forms of marketing. So what we developed was now people and our plastic surgeons, and you could visualize yourself doing this. If you're offering something for facial plastic surgery, or if you're offering something for, Little Champions, preschool martial arts 101, okay, these are pretty much the same courses you're going to offer. So the same topics, okay, but just think about from a martial arts standpoint, or whatever business you're offering. So let's just say it's preschool martial arts 101, and we could change the name, but let's just say MA 101, okay? So the most commonly asked questions, okay? So what happens here? The prospect goes here, and then it takes them to a web page, and you address all the most commonly asked questions. Will my child become more aggressive when training in martial arts? And it's a video of you saying, okay, hi, I'm Sensei Nick, and I just wanted to address one of the most commonly asked questions I'm asked. Will my child become more aggressive when training in martial arts? And I wanted to address this because it's a great question, and it's something that myself as a parent I'd be concerned with as well. So number one, no, your child will not become more aggressive. But more importantly, let me explain to you why. All right? So if you're a good speaker and you're a good communicator, and you're actually are genuine with what you're talking about, you're edu-selling, and you're also breaking down that psychological, I would say, barrier between you and this prospect. Because if they go through the most commonly asked questions, and then instead of being about the procedure and recovery, about our class, okay, about our classes, so the same thing. Our classes talk about class times, class, expectations, blah, 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 whatever. So you go through all that, and then instead of having a before and after gallery, I would have something along the lines of sample class, all right? And then in there, I also would have in there some testimonials from my students and my parents. So this could be a section right there. You have your 3 sections. And what do you have here? Free trial lesson. Okay, free trial lesson. So you have basically given them, educated them on all the benefits. You could do that as well, the benefits of little preschool programs. All right. And, obviously that could be focus, concentration, all the life skills that we know. All right. And they've gone through this course, all right, and you've educated them on why. They come to the free consult. You've already had their form. They've already filled out. In order to access this, you will get something that would say SMO- let's just say preschool MA. And what you do is you give them a couple days or 2 days or so forth, and then you call and I say, hey, Mr. Jimenez, this is Nick from Champions. How are you? I'm doing good, Nick. Great. Listen, I know that you registered for our preschool martial arts course, to learn more about our programs. Just wanted to get your feedback on what you thought about that course. And 2 things are going to happen. You know what, Nick? I didn't have a chance to go through it yet, but I'm working on it this week. Hey, I'll tell you what, Mr. Jimenez, thank you so much. I just wanted to give you a follow-up call. Would it be all right if I follow up with you, let's just say the next time next week? I'm not doing the pressure pitch, all right? If that's you, then you could do that. You could say, well, what are you going to say? Could you go through it right now? Could you go through it tomorrow? You could do that if you want. That's not my style, okay? Yeah, Nick, that'd be great. Thank you so much. Boom, all right? Or, he's going to say, yes, I did go through it. Excellent, excellent information, Nick. And, to be quite honest, I've decided that, yes, I am going to take advantage of this free trial program. I know it's not really free because I had to pay for it or whatever it is you're doing. But I decided, yeah, when would be a good time for me to come in? That's what's going to happen. And the best part is, what do you do with this? Okay, you get your advocates, you get your brand influencers, which is usually 20% of your students, and you get them to send this to their friends. Okay, you get them to share this with their friends. I can go on how to market this, and I'm trying to explain to you that you will get left in the dust if you're not implementing things like this in 2013. So it's not something, you don't snap the finger and it just goes on. This takes time, it takes effort, just like blogging, all right? So let's continue on. I think I gave a pretty good explanation to help you understand about the Doc Center and the Learning Center. The third pillar of this is actually promotion, all right? And the way I wanted to structure this was with all this content, that you're trying to do with content marketing, it dies without the right promotion. All right, and one thing that we do for you is we actually promote it for you. Now, I also believe that you should be promoting it as well, okay? Like, I don't go in your school. I don't talk to your clients, okay? You do. So what I'd be doing as the school owner would be saying that, listen, I have this really cool doc center. I wanted to see or I have this course, whatever. Could you email this to some of your friends? All right, the common mistake will be, just sending out the bulk email, okay, and just asking them to send it. And you could do that too. But let's face it, today it's not about volume. It's about quality. Concentrate more on the people that are really special in your school and get them really interested and get the good referrals that are the target market you're trying to get. All right, if you're just trying to get people cheap to come in and pay $69 a month, that's a whole other topic that I'll be speaking about at Master Ace's event this Saturday. Okay, some amazing event. It's called the Crew Expo. But this right here is explained to you, okay, what we're doing. So you have Google+, you have Pinterest, you have YouTube, you have Twitter, LinkedIn, blog, and Facebook. All right. Now you also have your individual Google+ page, you have your individual Facebook page. These are more on the outskirt. Okay, you have your business blog. If you have your own personal blog, that's fine. LinkedIn, a basic page. Twitter, individual page. You could have your own YouTube channel. You might have your own Pinterest page, and this is all the social media. So what we're trying to do is, again, all these courses and documents, we're going to be automating the process and promoting these on the social platforms for you. Okay, and everything is driven back to the website. All right, everything that we do, all this stuff that you're doing, whether you're doing it yourself or whatever, you're driving everything back. You're driving traffic. This is how you build traffic, whether it's from your blog or whether it's from your Pinterest page or whether it's from your Facebook page. All right, if you're trying to drive traffic to your website, this is the strategy on how to do it. All right, now let's go on to the next slide here. Blogging. Now, I had some great stats provided by HubSpot that will explain to you the importance of blogging. And I know that a lot of our SMO clients are anxious to get going with blogging, and that's not something that I could do for you. And there are people out there that you could pay to do blogging, and let me just tell you, it just doesn't work because they don't promote it. That's the problem. It's just article spinning, and it's not really effective. If you're looking for it to really work, you have got to put your personality and your face on there. So impact of monthly blog articles. If you're doing no monthly articles, you're still getting about 100 hits a month to your website. If you start going 1 or 2, you start seeing the numbers go up. When you start doing 3 to 5, you're going up again. When you're at 6 to 8, it keeps going up. 9 to 15, there we are. When you start doing over 15, let's look at this number here. Okay, it's almost 5 times that traffic that you get from doing no blog posts at all. So now that it took me a long time to actually explain really the importance of blogging, all my clients are now all into it, and that's great. And what I'm worried about is that people will drop off. They'll start and then will stop. That is the biggest challenge you'll face with blogging. Companies that blog 15 more times per month get 5 times more traffic than companies that don't blog. Excuse me. So let's say that again. Companies that blog 15 or more times, 15, that's a big number, get 5 times more traffic. So if you blog every other day, would you be interested in getting 5 times more traffic to your website? I mean, that's a dumb question, right? Companies that increase blogging from 3 to 5 times a month to 6 to 8 times a month double their leads. So if you're doing 3 to 5 blogs and you go to 6 to 8, you double your leads. An average company will see a 45% growth in traffic when increasing blog articles from 11 to 21 to 20 to 21 to 50. So we have to get to the first step, guys. All right, but the numbers speak for themselves. So that is obviously very important when it comes to that as well. Okay, now, for those of you that don't know, you are a B2C company. You do business to consumer. All right, I have both. I have a business to business with ChampionsWay, and that's what I'm promoting to you guys. And then I also have my Champions location, which is business to consumer. Companies see a 59% increase in traffic after growing total blog articles from 100 to 200. So this year, our goal is to hit 200 blog articles. Sounds like a lot, okay? But if you want to get 59% more traffic to your website, come on, man. That's, you know, who's that? Chad Ocho Cinco or whoever says that? The truth. Come on, man. Do it. Sorry, you know, if you don't watch NFL Network, then you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But just do it. So get started. Before you get started, I'd like to tell everybody this is just something that I've learned over the years. When you're starting, you want to make it like more of a salad. Your blogging wants to be a mixture of a lot of different components, and we called this the blog wheel. I'll show you in a second. Let me come back here. This is like the salad that I talk about. So let's start from the beginning. Everybody loves doing video blogs because it's easy, all right? Email, okay, this is a really good one that I think that you get every single day. It's just really simple to implement as well. When I'm talking about with email is that, as the head instructor or the program director or the manager, you're going to get emails from parents asking you questions. Right there, if you get 50 emails a year, there's 50 blog articles, okay? Why is my child not testing? All right, when is my child eligible for the Black Belt Club? Why do I have to spar? Okay, I can go on and on about these emails. So you black out the name, or you just you don't call the person out, and you don't use it the second they send it. And then also sometimes it's good to ask them if they're okay if they do use your name. And then you address it, and then you answer the question, and then you have a call to action at the bottom of the blog. A regular article, text article about motivation. Questions about getting feedback from your clients. Customer service, just having surveys or asking about what they think about the parent area. How can we improve our customer service? You can go through and write down 10 to 15 questions about customer service. Basic training tips. Message from the master. I think personally every head instructor / master should be sending out at least a message of the month or a message of the week or some type of message of the, whatever you want to do, quarter, something like that. All these kits that we're talking about, there's focus kits, they need to be talked about in a blog and have the link back to them. Same thing with the courses. Offering and explaining to everybody they're doing a webinar. One of my best clients, John Arena, is now offering webinars for people in the area. Google Plus Hangout, explaining to everybody what a Google Plus Hangout is, and that Master Johnson or whoever is doing a Google Plus Hangout on secret tips of training or something like that. Surveys, we talked about that earlier. You could take Poll Daddy, and you could just talk a little bit about something that you're looking for feedback for summer camp. Causes, which was Hurricane Sandy. It's one of the best ways to get that. This spreads more than anything, because whenever you're doing anything that relates to everybody, it gets shared and more people interact. Okay, the message from the master will probably not go out nearly as much as the cause for Hurricane Sandy. All right, same thing. So keep that in mind. Remember, things that other people relate to will go out the most. Mixing in. Now, if you notice, all these things have been more beneficial to the prospect. And now here I'm implementing marketing. You still have to talk about summer camp specials, things. Here's summer camp right here. Demo team, right? Summer camp. These are, upgrade programs, or maybe they're part of a regular program. Women's self-defense, that gets shared the most, okay? Specialty classes, and this is basically the blog wheel that I call it, all right? So if you're looking for that salad and some ideas, this is a good mixture to help you get started with your blog. What I gave to the SMO clients was about 125, and we worked together after the first 70, about 125 blog topics. The most commonly asked question about your business, the 5 ways to gain confidence through martial arts lesson tip of the week, martial arts tip of the week, great question from a client, why martial arts is great for children with ADD, free bully prevention kit, how long does it take to obtain a black belt, the 5 reasons blank, how to tie your belt, why martial arts, birthday parties rock, what is the best age to start martial arts training, what is TKD, what is BJJ, what is Kempo, will my child use martial arts on his or her siblings, does martial arts increase confidence, is martial arts expensive, how much does karate cost, how do I find a martial arts school, webinar, how martial arts increases focus, webinar, the benefits of kickboxing, the 100 benefits of training in the martial arts beginner classes, Q&A, question, who is your martial arts hero, question, why did you start training in the martial arts? Now, in here also you could have keywords that are related to your area, but this is just, again, there's another 30 or 40 of them, all right, of different tips on what you could be doing for your blog, and that's all available in our SMO library. So everything that we did, and I wanted to show you something about Perfect Mind, all these courses, all these kits, everything, the beauty of it is that they all will go into a campaign in Perfect Mind that will show you how many leads are coming in from it, which is obviously very critical when it comes to seeing what's working, what's not working. So we just started with the Doc Center, and the Learning Center is next. I'm interested. I really believe that the Learning Center will do better than the Doc Center just because of the attention span of the average human is a lot less, and people like to watch as opposed to reading. That's just my opinion, but only statistics will show. So takeaway number 2, the keys to success. It must be going on 24/7, this content marketing. If you do it for a couple weeks and then you stop, it's not going to be as successful. You must keep producing new content. Google loves new content. That's why they love blogs. So producing new content and videos is critical. While you make the content, we are working on what is coming next, which will be different apps and different ways to getting this out there. And that's what I believe you should focus on the most. All right, so we're going to our final target, or our final takeaway here. And this is something that I think that there's always a lot of arguments on some of these things I'll be going over. And, again, going back to what we started with, which was talking about diversity, we need to be open-minded because we know that a lot of these old methods don't work, the print advertising and stuff like that. And just because you tried something once, okay, doesn't mean not to try it again. And I find that very common, and it's interesting because some people will do something once and they'll say it didn't work, and they just have that mentality, and I understand that. But the thing is, when you try something if you haven't tried it with us, give us the opportunity. I think once I go to this, some people will understand what I'm talking about. So 2013, when it comes to target marketing, I'm really trying to focus women. That's really the demographic that I'm going after for a martial arts school. And I'll explain to you a couple reasons, and I'm sorry if you take offense to that, but that's really who I'm trying to go after. And one of the reasons why is, number one, that they're pretty much the decision maker, and they're the people that do the research. And sometimes I do agree it will be a conjunctive decision, or a decision that where both parties or both husband and wife will talk about. But in most cases, it's the woman that has heard something, been somewhere, talked to another woman, all right, and that is on Pinterest. They found this, they heard this. I just know that's the decision maker that I'm trying to target. So Pinterest, when some people say that Pinterest, why the heck would I use Pinterest? It's because it's the fastest growing social platform, and it's 90% women. All right, and they're all exchanging recipes, diet tips, exercise. All right, they're all on there. So why would I not want to put things about confidence courses, white papers on bully prevention, things like that? Because that is going to get shared way more than the 6 weeks for $99. I use that all the time. Way more than the 6 weeks for $99. So a Pinterest page, and if you notice here, this is I was showing the law firm that we're working with that each attorney should be up there. all right? Because, and I hate to say this, women are on there, and in most cases, I think now it's like 60% of people get divorced, and they're looking for attorneys. So why would you not want to have that brand void on there? Okay, there's a lot of different things, estate planning, all right, and no matter what you're doing, people, if you're not there, they're just not going to find you. So whatever you're trying to do, make sure you get on Pinterest. This is one of the most key things that you should be doing because it drives more traffic back to your website than Twitter, YouTube, and Google Plus combined. All right, and the beauty of it is that these boards that they're called, you're able to link them back to wherever, your blog or your website, which is awesome. Which, you know, is, again, it's a picture, visual, it gets people interested. The second thing is Kickboxing.com. Now, I know people have worked with other directories, and Kickboxing.com is completely different, and I'm going to explain to you why and the difference in working with us versus other directories. So first, I'll also talk about, let me stay with Kickboxing.com first. Kickboxing.com is a domain owned by ChampionsWay and Master Freed that he registered. Genius idea back in '99, or I don't know how long ago it was. He actually had the domain. And the SEO we have for this is tremendous because we blog every day on it, and we're trying to help out our clients. That is all we care about at the end of the day, is to get leads. And let's think about it from a common sense standpoint. If you get leads, right, from us, you're going to stay on board and you're going to love it. And so Kickboxing.com is a directory, and you know, some people say, well, I don't offer cardio kickboxing. Well, that's okay, because we're going to have an option, whether if you offer Muay Thai or cardio kickboxing, and we have some other directories we're working on too, so that will help you get more traffic. Now, the unique thing about Kickboxing.com is that I just did a deal in, I believe, Pennsylvania, New York, and also New Jersey, and we did it with Groupon. And some people think that Groupon's a waste. Some people had a bad experience. But let me explain to you one thing here about Groupon and Kickboxing.com. Okay, number one, we do not take any money. For any of your leads that come in for Kickboxing.com, zip, zero, nada, nothing. All right? So, like, for example, one of my good friends, Dennis Liebert, he just got 50 people that came in from leads, and, you know, Groupon keeps half, and you get the other half. That's how it works. If we're selling a membership on Kickboxing.com, same thing. You actually, you know, you get that lead. Whether it's, you know, they just filled out the form. We don't care if they buy. That's your lead, and you do whatever, anything you want with that lead. Now, from there, if you're not offering cardio kickboxing, and the interesting thing was, on our deal that we did, we had some schools that didn't even offer cardio kickboxing, and when they called the locations, they got people to come in for the Muay Thai program. So, to me, it's, you know, I understand what everybody says, okay, that people, you know, that when they come in from Groupon, it's like a lower demographic and stuff like that. And you know what? My thing is this: is like, yes, but if I get traffic into my school, all right, and I can convert some of them, it's better than nothing. I make some money, all right, and then also more importantly, I really focus on using the women that come in for Groupon to market to their children. All right, and to market to their friends and get more exposure about champions. If you don't use that and do that and focus on the benefits and only focus on the negatives and say that you can't convert anybody and have the negative attitude, you know, to me it's like you just got to try different things. So I think that, you know, there's been some bad experiences from some people, but I just did a deal. I sold 350 just in my area. I got 350 Grouponers from October that are all coming to my school now. So takeaway number 3, when it comes to target marketing, women are online more than men. Women talk to their friends more, and target women. They are nicer. Sorry, it's just the truth. They're a little bit easier to talk to, and they're nice. I'm just kidding with that one, but I just want to throw in there, save everybody's still awake by the end of the 45-minute PowerPoint. So what we're going to do now, guys, is two things. If you're interested in working with myself, what I'll be doing first is doing some questions, okay? After I take the questions about the content I already provided you with, then I will be going through a presentation about our SMO 3.0, which is our online marketing platform and service that we offer here through ChampionsWay and Perfect Mind. So let's go into the questions, and then we'll go into working with ChampionsWay and Sensei Nick.
Grandmaster Edmund asked, should we be blogging in the lounge or directly on WordPress?
To me, like I like to blog on the lounge for 2 reasons. Number one, that's where my website is. And Sean will agree also, like, with the lounge, that's where everybody already is. That's where your students are. And then if you start using another platform, what happens is that it will slowly die because you're on your website every single day. That is your marketing aspect. That's your marketing platform. That's where you're trying to drive everybody. So I would be using the lounge. That's what I'm using for my school. I'm working on my strategy as well, and that's where I'll be blogging every single day. I mean, Blogger, WordPress, they're all great platforms. But to me, with the lounge or the blog application already on there, that's what I would recommend using. And Sean, you probably could also help answer that question as well.
Yeah, no problem, Sensei. It depends on your resources, I would say. If for the typical martial arts school owner, resources in terms of people to write and create content every single day and blog posts every day is going to be tight. So I would definitely stay on your lounge. If you have, in a hypothetical world, an ideal world, if you had unlimited resources at once, I would use my lounge as a communication tool for my students. And if I had access to an external blog that was purely providing content to kind of back up with the content marketing that you were saying, then I would use an external tool. Then that way my lounge was more so communication with my students, wishing happy birthday, letting people know about specials. And then maybe my blog was providing information about just martial arts in general or self-defense. So there's a couple different angles there you could take, but I would definitely advise the majority of people to stick with their lounge. And to answer the second part of your question there, Grandmaster Edmund, the posts on your lounge are SEO, can be picked up by Google search engines. I actually made a pretty, we spent about 3 days, like all day, on one post for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for my academy when we started a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu program, and within a week it showed up on the first page, and that was a link directly to a blog post on my lounge. So it can work effectively as long as you're posting the right thing.
Thanks for answering that as well, Sean. That's a great question.
No problem. Next question came in from Jason Reuter was, how do you start blogging? Where do you post them? And are there any resources available as to how to link them to Pinterest, etc.?
Yes, Jason, the best thing to do is I'll be showing you the SMO3 library. That's what we offer through ChampionsWay, where we have all these blog articles, blog topics, and a whole webinar that explains you how to do everything you just addressed. I could show you that when we're done the other questions.
All right, great. How do I get on Kickboxing.com?
You have to be an SMO client in order to be on Kickboxing.com. So the best thing to do would be to contact, I would say again, Sean's sales team, extension 1 at ChampionsWay, and talk to one of those guys over there, and they could help you out. Alone, just off of Kickboxing.com, that's one benefit, and they can explain to you the other benefits and other things we offer as well.
Perfect, awesome. Okay. Does the lounge have an archive of your blogs?
Does the lounge have an archive of your blogs? I don't believe it has an archive. Is that correct, John? It has, like, you click blog, you could see all of them, but I think that's something that will be coming out in the next probably quarter or so, where they
it archives all of them. You just can't search. You have to scroll back by date, but they all stay there.
Awesome.
Yeah, they all stay there. They're not going anywhere. So if you're writing a post every single day for a year, I mean, all that is creating more and more pages on your site of relative content, which help your searchability. So that's a very good thing. The next question came in from Julie. She said, "Can we schedule future blog posts through the lounge? If not, is ChampionsWay working on that?"
Great question. I don't know, like as of right now, Sean, that you could actually schedule a blog post through the lounge, and Sean could probably better answer that question, whether or not that's something we'll be offering in the future.
Right now, you can't schedule the blog post. No, that's just what I recommend for that, and what we do at my academy in North Vancouver is every day a different staff member, like part of their duties, is to post something to the lounge. So on Mondays, for example, we have pro shop specials. Then my pro shop manager has to post to the lounge. Tuesday, our head instructor posts like birthdays and welcome to new students to the school. Wednesday, there's a different post, and so on and so forth. So how we schedule it is through different people. All right, the next question is, regarding texting, the 72727 is for the client to text studio or school owner to keep in touch. A service that you provide, but not to keep in touch with your future seminars. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let me read that one more time, Sean.
Yeah, I know. I got to read that one more time too. It says, if you text the 72727, is it for the client to text the studio, or is it for the school owner to keep in touch?
Okay, let's start with that first. It's for the school owner to keep in touch with the actual student. So when they text champions to 72727, the school owner or school champions is able to text the student. That's how that first part. That's the answer to the first question.
Okay, and the second question, let's see if I can understand this, is a service that you provide, but not to keep in touch with you for future seminars. Yeah, I think, Lisa, if you can kind of reiterate that one a little bit, that might help us kind of understand and answer that question a little bit better.
I agree.
Okay. Moving on. Sean, could you please check my lounge and blogs? I have tons, but do not seem to be showing up anywhere. Could you please help educate me on how to make this work? Thank you. Definitely, for sure. I think he has left already, but I can follow up with him, and we can work on that. Sean Creighton has another question. Are the content wheel and list of topics graphics saved on the Doc Center, Sensei?
Oh, yes. For the SMO clients, the Doc Center should be and the wheel. We had a lot of people ask about them, so we're adding them into the. It'll be in the SMO 3.0 training library.
Okay, perfect.
So it will be in there, but it's as of right now, Sean, it's not in there. It will be in there today.
In terms of time management for schools that have less than 100 to 200 students, where should the focus be primarily? I.e., on your note to embrace diversity, blog, YouTube, SEO, etc. Well, that's a pretty great question.
Absolutely, and I think that I think Sean would agree with me. It all starts with making sure that your website is set up correctly, and having the right website. If that's set up incorrectly, and if you wanted to, you could actually email me your website. I could take a look at it for you. But you start with that, and then I think that the second component after that is your social media. Is everything set up? Do you have pages? Okay, all that. Is it all set up correctly? There's nothing worse than going to a Facebook page and seeing that it's not even it's set up improperly, which means it won't be indexed by Google at all. So I would say the social media, making sure it's set up correctly. And then from there, I would say, blogging is probably the next phase after making sure your social media is set up correctly. And then from there, basically making sure that you're at least having a 30-day out schedule of what you're trying to post on your social media. And then from there, I would say the blogging would be the next aspect. The content marketing should be something that you're getting going, because that's what you're going to need for the blogging. So if the content, the docs, and getting all that content together, videos, all that stuff, then the blogging will be the final component, which is the hardest part. So if you could email me too, Sean, I could definitely spend a little more time, because it's a really tough, big, a large answer question.
Yeah. What do you think of the idea of charging late fees to students who are not paying memberships on time?
Well, I mean, two things on that one. I mean, that's definitely a different question. But if you're charging people late fees that aren't paying on time, in most cases, they're already struggling already financially. And then I think that eventually the next stage is for them to say that, listen, I can't pay you at all. I mean, if you're charging them penalties on top of paying late, the most important thing that I could say to not have to worry about that at all is by using our billing platform. When you sign people up, not even letting them know that there's any other way that they could pay. And it's not even a billing company, but it's a billing platform through Perfect Mind. Signing them up and saying, once you sign up a student, okay, great, and is that going to be check or credit card every month? And then when they say credit card, yes, what we do is we actually have a billing company that bills you every month. It'll come automatically out of your account, and that's how we do our billing. So that's it. When you start offering options where they pay in school, I've often called this the suicide of a martial arts business, because number one, if you have their credit card and you have their checking account, in my opinion, you've done what you needed to do to make them committed to becoming a student. They know that they're getting billed every month. When you just do whatever you got to do to get someone to sign a contract and say oh yeah, I'll just pay on the 15th of the month, and you're hoping for them to come in, it becomes very difficult, because as soon as they stop coming, they believe they don't have to pay. I believe that we offer mostly 12-month programs and 24-month programs that when we sign people up, we know and they're committed. So that would be how I try to work that one, Sean. I'm not sure if you wanted to answer that as well.
No, I think that's awesome. I agree. We charge a late fee, $20 penalty if your fee is late. But again, you got to be really on top of your delinquent collection to make sure that's enforced all the time. But the best thing is, again, and 99.5% of our students are on automatic billing, so we have email autoresponder set up for delinquent collection, so it makes it so much easier. Okay, guys, we only have time for 2 more questions, so I'll just kind of get through this. Jason asks, as an SMO client, how can you tell if your Facebook pages and all that good social media stuff that we do is being indexed by Google?
Well, when I say that your Facebook page is indexed by Google, Jason, I was referring to like when people have an illegal page, which, for example, not a legal page is set up incorrectly. So, like, say, like, I started a page, and it was called like Champions Martial Arts, where it was really set up as a personal page. That page, like Nick Dougherty, my personal page, does not get indexed by Google. It doesn't, like, it won't show up anywhere. But a fan page does. A fan page will show up, like, in Google. So that's what I'm referring to, and I could explain that more to you also if you do come on board on the initial consultation call. I could explain to you more about that.
All right, great. The final question here is from Guy Pendergrass. Does a RSS feed work on the blog lounge?
You know, Sean, that's something I was going to ask you too. Like, I know we're trying to get, to have that option for an RSS feed. So I don't believe you can do that as of yet. And I know that's something that I think that maybe you can give me a little more insight. That's coming soon.
Yeah, it's on its way. Currently, the functionality isn't set up for that with the lounge, but it is on its way. So hopefully we see that in the next release.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right, everybody. So stay tuned. We can, by attending this webinar, we will send you guys a recording. So you can keep in touch. Other than that, I want to thank Sensei Nick again for putting on an awesome webinar. Which was a great way to kick off the year. We had so many people attend. I think all the information was amazing. If you guys liked the webinar, please do send us your feedback. You can send it to marketing@championsway.com. Again, marketing@championsway.com. Please send us your feedback if you enjoyed this webinar, and also give us some recommendations of some webinars you'd like to see in the future. And because we'll do what we can to continue to educate you guys and bring you success with your business. So again, Sensei, thank you from us, and that was great.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you so much. And what I'll do now is I did promise a couple people. What I'll do is I will go over the new SMO3. And Sean, you haven't even seen this yet, so I'm kind of excited to get your feedback on it.
Okay, great.
Okay, so let me go through this really quickly. This is our SMO 3.0 welcome letter. It's very comprehensive. There's a lot of material on here. And then this is when you become a client. So we broke this down into a couple different categories so you can see exactly what we're doing. The first thing is, before we even get started, you get set up with a website interview with our web department, and you go over and you select a social site that, if you already have a social site, that's fine. Then what we would do is we would do your landing pages, which I'll get to in a little bit. So part one is our social media account directories. We make sure that everything is set up properly, so we want to make sure we have the school name, owner's name, address, and phone number, because it will set up exactly the same on any accounts that we set up, which is very important for Google, as Sean could tell you. All right, and then if you have these accounts set up already, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Yelp, Merchant Circle, Flickr, LinkedIn, and Pinterest, we would just need the password. If you do not have any of these, then we do set them up for you. We also like you to list your custom URLs for the following. If you have a Facebook custom URL, Twitter, YouTube channel, Pinterest, if you have any of that, we would like them for you. If you don't, then we make them for you. Do you have any security questions for Facebook, Google+, or Twitter? One thing we do on our content marketing is we like a list of 4 keywords and key phrases that people would like to search for you on the internet. So when we're putting in descriptions, it will show up in search engine optimization. So whenever we're setting up accounts, like for example, you teach martial arts and fitness kickboxing in Turnersville, New Jersey, all right, and then we also need your logo, all right, and then we just give you a couple ideas on the things you should be doing. The next thing we do is we set up the Doc Center, which is, if you saw that Liberty CA, and you're able to select from these documents: women's defense tips, benefits of kickboxing, how martial arts can help with children with ADD, focus kit, benefits of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, bully prevention kit, benefits of yoga, and then benefits of parental yoga. So this is the doc center. These are the documents you select, and then what we do is our developers go in and build your doc center, and it's all done for you when everything's completed. The third section is the lead nurturing, and lead nurturing is a great way to introduce your school's personality to a lead. Personally, we want to see people want to see what people are paying for, and the best way to do this is by videos and educating the consumer. So simple videos that educate and break the psychological barrier, which we talked about, of having them call you. We'll be creating 4 key videos. So the first section is the virtual tour. We actually make a virtual tour of about 1 minute in length. The second thing we do is, go up here, program offered in each video. So we want to know which program you're offering. Like if you offer, for example, kickboxing preschool adults, we want to have a video of 1 to 2 minutes in length that talks about the different programs, an overview, and just a basic short and sweet point of what you offer. Video testimonials, we would like between 3 and 5 video testimonials. Birthday party video, if you offer birthday parties, and then also what is your offer? So all these different videos you make for us, what is your offer? Do you do 6 weeks for $99? We need video, and you can change this from time to time about the offer that you want people to see. Part 4 is your landing pages, and if you see here, these are some samples of like the Tiny Champions landing page. You could either select images we have, and you determine like what program name you want to use and what the offer is, and these are connected to your website, all over your website. You'll see a Get Started button right here for your landing pages. Okay, so we do that for you as well. Custom event promotion posts. What you want to do for that is basically send us over 15 days prior. There's different events that are going on your Facebook page or your social accounts you want us to promote. So if you let us know the stuff that's going on 15 days prior, we will take care of all that for you. All right, and then the Doc Center, which is your toolbox for all the internet marketing collateral that you'll need. It's right here. You go to ChampionsWay.com. And then you would go to the Doc Center. So this is what the Doc Center looks like right here. And inside here, there's all these buttons that are ready for your website for all the kits and the content that we're producing. There's also images for Pinterest. There's also JPEGs. There's infographics, Google Plus banners, Facebook banners, email marketing banners, Doc Center banners. All this stuff is inside there for you in the SMO 3.0 training library. Account managers and emails. If you're a BJJ MMA school, your account manager or the person that handles your social postings is Ray Massey, and this is her contact information. And then if you're a martial or a traditional, yoga or fitness studio or any type of regular or other business, you'll be working with Caitlin. And then Nicole, she handles all of our appointments, and she also handles Kickboxing.com. Part 10, there we have Kickboxing.com. If you're interested in being listed on this directory, we will do that for you as well. All right, and this shows you samples of some of the ads. And let me go back up here, the other page, to show you a couple more things. All right. All right, and then also this is really, really interesting. When it comes to the posting categories of how we post, these are the posts that we include. We do motivational quotes in the area of your business, quotes of famous people, questions that require response and generate activity, pictures in the areas of business, trending articles in the area of business, nutrition and health tips. And then you select if you're a traditional martial arts school, MMA school, BJJ school, combination. And then every Monday at 2 o'clock, we offer a webinar at 2 o'clock that goes over the things that are going on for the week. And then Friday is the social media webinar. Okay, and then there's a whole section for all of our library meetings and all of our SMO meetings in case you missed the recordings. All right, so that is pretty much everything that we do for you in regards to SMO. This is the welcome letter. It's pretty large. It explains everything that's going on. Once that's been done, what we do is we go through the SMO completion checklist, okay, to make sure all this stuff has been completed. So first thing you do is the welcome call. We check off that you received and completed the welcome letter, received the welcome to SMO 3.0 requirement form. We add you to our Hootsuite social posting platform, complete the lead nurturing call, and also we've completed your Doc Center setup, landing pages, Facebook welcome tab, receive monthly event promotions, opt into text SMS, which is SMO, to 72727. That will keep you up to date with all my social media tips. Social Media 3.0 Roadmap webinar. You went over all my webinars with the account manager. SMO reports and the back end of Perfect Mind, which I haven't even shown you in screenshots. That is all your reports, your automation, all your leads, all the campaigns, that is all broken down for you. The back-end professional services that we do for the Doc Center and the Learning Center. Social accounts linked to the website. Mobile site, which I forgot as well, and mobile site has been made for you as well. And then all of your leads are broken down per campaign. So mobile leads, desktop leads, social media leads, Doc Center leads, email nurturing leads, and then you sign this stating that you actually went through all of this with a completion call with our account manager. All right, Sean, so that was a quick informational tip about that. And then if anybody has any other questions, Sean, they could always email me or whatever they want to do from there.
Thanks, Sensei Nick. Sean just got pulled away, so I guess this is the end of the webinar.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Shada. And on behalf of ChampionsWay, this is Sensei Nick signing off. I would like to thank the entire marketing team over at ChampionsWay. The recording will be out. And also, please note, I will be speaking at the Crew Expo, which is next Saturday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with Master Ace Ramirez. And that's it. So if there's anything else, thank you so much and have a great day. And Shada, thank you for your help today.
Thank you so much, Nick.